when magicians pass away, the president of the club will perform a ceremony. This ceremony is called...
Oh my god.
Close your mouth when I said red, so I'm probably thinking it's a red card.
John, control!
No, it's not. It's not. He's just making me like idiot.
For the very first time, what was your card? Okay, you see, sometimes magicians make mistakes, but not today.
No!
A mind hacker and illusionist, from street performances to grand stages with decades of experience, for the first time ever, we have not just a magician, but the magician. Please welcome Jeremy Tan to the show.
Hope you're ready to shit yourselves.
Oh my days.
And today, for the first time ever, we'll be starting the episode with something different. A magic show.
Thank you for having me.
Everything you do cannot be copied.
Yes,
I feel very honored.
Whoa!
Started already, guys.
We're gonna try a little thing. I was thinking of something that kind of goes back to my roots of how I started in magic.
Okay.
So I decided on this pack of cards over here. The idea here is very simple. You're all familiar with playing cards, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is one of the very first type of magic tricks that I actually learned when I was a kid. It's known as a self-working card trick. Okay, meaning it has like some mathematical principles and all that kind of stuff and all that. Right. So it's quite interesting. So then go ahead, any card that you like, you can have. So take one.
Well, you're so lucky.
Sing anything, okay.
Yeah, take one. I'll look away. I want you to show it to everyone, show it to the camera and all that kind of thing. Make sure you remember the card and don't forget it.
Oh, don't forget
Don't
it.
forget.
Lame
don't
choice.
forget.
Lame choice.
Very important,
Not
okay?
nice.
Put the card back here.
Sus.
Okay.
Okay.
One last look at it. I remember the card. Okay. So the idea here is this. I'm not going to find the card. Okay. In fact, this entire deck here is going to tell me the exact position of where the card is. Okay.
No,
Like I said,
Already on top, guys.
it's a
Check
like
behind
I-
your ears.
Like I say, it's a self-working type of card trick.
Okay.
So the first card here will tell me how near your card is to the deck. Meaning, if the value is big, your card is near. If the value is small, your card is still far away. So like
Okay.
Jack, Queen, King, Ace, it means it's near lah.
Okay.
So let's take a look. This first card here, it says, Ace. So it's pretty near. Maybe
Okay.
from the way I shuffle or anything like that. Okay. The next card tells me the suit of your card.
Okay.
Clubs, hearts, spades. or
No
diamonds.
way. No way.
So it says here hearts. Yeah.
Okay.
So before I continue, hearts, yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, good. The next card tells me how many more cards I have to deal before your card appears.
Right.
Yeah. It says here 3. Okay. So let's see. That's 1, 2, and 3. For the very first time, what was your card? What hearts?
7 of hearts.
Yeah, the 7 of hearts was this one, but your card was?
The 7 of hearts.
7 of hearts.
Yeah.
Okay, you see, sometimes magicians make mistakes.
Yeah.
But not you, sir.
Especially on the first trick.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not today.
What?
Yeah. The 7 of hearts.
Wait,
There you
what?
go. Wait. In case you are thinking what these are, these are obviously the 4 aces. There you go. Thank you. Hey.
Sometimes the mistake really do happen lah.
He knew we were controlling, so he's just watching us. Oh my god, okay, let's do a change of underwear and then we're back to one.
I was like prepared to okay lah, maybe like we do a
No, dude, I was checking out my seat already.
Anybody can shuffle cards?
not now.
Okay, yeah, okay. We relax first. Take a break. There are many ways you can shuffle cards. One way is to shuffle cards this way. This is done in the Western world.
Okay.
It's called an overhand shuffle. Okay.
Wow.
In Asia, we shuffle cards 2 ways. One way is this way. This is the Hindu shuffle. Okay.
Do shuffle.
And then in Southeast Asia, we shuffle cards this way. Instead of having the hands here, we have the hands here and we shuffle the cards like that. That's the Asian shuffle.
That's
Okay.
me.
And then, of course, everybody's favorite, the riffle shuffle. Right? And
then
then in the casinos, they shuffle cards on the table like this, just so that it's very covered and it doesn't show any of the cards.
Yeah.
Right. There are also many ways you can cut cards.
Okay.
Right? You can cut the cards on the table like this.
Nice.
Yeah. You can cut the cards in your hands like this. Right. You can cut the cards with one hand. Yeah. You can cut the cards with one hand. Fancy. Yeah. You can cut the cards with one hand into 3 packets. Yeah. You can cut the cards into 3 packets like this, twist
Ew.
and turn them around like that. Yeah.
You had a lot of time on your hands.
Or you can cut the cards into 4 packets, twist and turn them around like that, cut them into
Ooh.
5, and then try and put them back together and end with fancy. Thank you. Thank you for your applause. That was me basically 8 years without a girlfriend.
Just alone with the deck of cards.
The hardest way to shuffle cards is actually this. You actually cut the cards exactly in half, and I think then you can see this, where you put the cards in together like that and you kind of weave them into one another. Like that.
Oh,
Okay.
that was beautiful.
So if you look very carefully, when I spread them out, you will see that the cards are
Eh.
perfectly shuffled into one another. Yeah. So that's the hardest way to shuffle cards. It's called a Faro shuffle. Faro. I bet you've seen this on TV before. On TV, yeah.
I see that in the Channel 8 drama.
Yeah, you see that before, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Now we can do this 2 ways. Yeah, we can do this 2 ways. Yeah. With applause or how we're doing it right now. I've shown you a couple of dozen ways of how you can shuffle cards and cut cards and all that kind of thing, right? But what is the worst way of shuffling cards?
Without
Any ideas?
Wow.
Okay, we try this.
Okay.
Okay, John. Any card that you like, you can have. So take one.
Take it or just point it?
Yeah, take it out. Okay. Again, show it to all your friends and the camera, please. Make sure they know
choice.
what it
Lame
is.
choice.
I'll take the card from you.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, it's face down, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So make sure there are no like funny markings on the face or on the back, so I have no idea what card this is. Yeah.
No way.
And I'm just
good,
kidding.
all
I have a marker here. I'd like you to write your name on the face of the
Eh,
card.
you're so lucky.
Oh my god, I gotta write my name.
Go ahead, write your name across the face.
Well, now
as big
everybody
as
will
you
see my
can.
writing. Sian.
Maybe some smiley face or something like that, just to make it unique, so that we.
It's not like you prepared it ahead of time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll take the pen back from you. You can show the card around to everyone, so that
Join.
everyone can see.
It is
Your handwriting very secondary school.
Yeah.
uniquely
good.
yours. You can think it's
Now it's the reason I asked you to write your name is that so that whenever you see this card, you recognize it.
Yeah.
And about the worst way that you can shuffle cards. I had this little experience with somebody that I invited on stage when I was performing on a cruise ship. And his name was David. He wrote his name, little smiley face and all that kind of thing. And I proceeded to do the rest of the trick. I took his card, I placed it back into the middle like this. And before I could do anything, he asked me, Jeremy, can I shuffle the cards?
Oh, no.
And I said, sure, go ahead and shuffle the cards, right? And then he said he had this small request of having me turn my back when he shuffles the cards. And I was like, okay, as long as you don't secretly remove your card and hide it, that way
Yeah.
even, Copperfield can't find it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I turned my back, and this was exactly what happened. Okay, he took half the cards, he turned half of them face up, half of them face down, and he shuffled the cards face up into face down. Okay, and that's when you learn that this is the worst way that you can shuffle cards, correct? Because as you can see, the cards are really shuffled face up into face down, correct? If you have accidentally shuffled them like that before, you will understand that it's completely a mess and very hard to put them back together. Now, I didn't know until I cut the cards. Only then did I realize, shit, right? I mean, the cards, some of them are facing this way, some of them are facing the other way, some of them are face to face to back, some of them are even back to back and all that kind of stuff. So I asked him, why do you do this? And turns out he's a professor, and he said, I only believe in results, never believe in magic. So I was like, okay.
Not of Hogwarts.
I've been doing magic all my life, so I willed myself. I cast a little shadow above the cards like this, snapped my fingers, and it was done.
I believe.
I believe also.
Suddenly there's a scar on my face.
Now, if you look very carefully, all the cards are facing one way, each and every single one of them, all
Stop!
except for one card, and that
Every
is, of course, the
time,
5 of clubs.
What the hell?
Thank you.
Shut your face.
You're such a great storyteller.
Thank you very much. Oh, thanks.
No, you are such a great multitasker. You have the entire story.
At which point were you spoofing us?
When he hovered lah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Must be
the
that
magic.
part.
This time round, I want to do something that is
He
little
haven't
bit
recovered
more.
yet.
On the first one.
Not even close yet.
Do you want to shuffle the cards or you are? Okay, you don't, if you don't
it has to
trust
be
me.
you.
This is the Asian shuffle.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fine.
because you think he's
Okay,
expecting
thank
you
you,
to shuffle
sir.
like that. Okay.
Stop.
Yeah. Okay. Take a look at the card. Again, I'll look away. I'll look down. Show it to all your friends and all that kind of stuff. Okay. You happy with that? Now I want you to put the card back here.
Okay.
Okay.
Straight away forget.
Remember the card, So you would say that maybe this is like around 3/4 of the way down. Agreed?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll square the cards up like this. I don't want to like feel like I'm cheating or anything like that. So you take
Okay.
the cards again,
Okay.
and you shuffle the cards.
Again?
Yeah. Because people will think that I can track where the position and all that kind of stuff. And
But you sure can.
You're shuffling the cards now. I'm
You already know.
He's completely insane.
There's no way. There's no way.
He's
There's no way I
manipulating
know.
her.
Happy with that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Happy.
I'm going to remove a bunch of cards. Let's see. Let's take them into like different packets. So 4 packets here. Point to which one you like. This one, this one. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
3.
Number 3. Who do you want to give this to?
John Paul.
Sweet. Just hold on to it.
So
Just hold on to it. Don't do anything. Just hold it in your hands.
That one.
This one for yourself. It's okay. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Good. Hold on to it. And then one more for whoever.
Okay.
Okay.
So lucky.
So this is what I'm going to do. Hold the cards in your hands like that, everybody. So we try and do this. We burn the first card. We put it on the table like this. Okay. And then we shuffle the cards like that.
Oh my.
Or any way.
Must be
any way
sideways,
you like,
ah.
any way you
Oh,
like.
no.
Any shuffle that you like.
That's-
Yeah.
Oh no.
Then you can burn 1 or 2 cards and then
I burn
mix
one
them again.
because I'm a
Yeah,
rebel.
yeah.
Okay.
And then mix them again, and then keep doing this. You can burn 1, 2, 3 cards, and then you shuffle the rest, and then put them down. Then shuffle the rest, put them down. Shuffle the rest, put them down, and all that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna shit myself already. I know it.
Now I want you to square the cards up.
Square
it up,
Okay.
Square it up. Okay, very good. Everybody follow me. Pick out the cards and place it in your hands. Alison, since you selected the card, I want you to give me a number. Any number between, I don't know, 3 and 5, up to you. Or 1 and 5. Any number between 1 and 5.
3.
3, okay. So everybody, you spread
He
the
made
cards
you
in your
not
hands.
pick 4,
like
eh?
that.
Oh my god. That is so sick.
Just spread the cards in your hands. Okay. Take 3 cards from the middle, anywhere, somewhere in the middle. Take 3 cards. You said 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Take 3 cards and then just deal them here on the table. Here, with me.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
you happy with
shit.
that?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We'll put these away for now. Okay. With the rest of the cards, I want you to just count them and how many you have. So wait, this way, you just deal them on the table like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
11.
11, eh?
10.
So each of us have the different amounts of cards and all that kind of stuff. What are the chances of your card? Do you remember your card?
Yes.
Yes. Amongst here.
25. 25%.
25%. Okay. And then what are the chances of the cards being
20%.
anywhere else? The rest
15?
of us. Okay, 15. Okay.
No, I don't know. But yeah,
So let's recap for a bit. Okay. Let's recap for a bit. You selected a card, placed it
Yes.
back into the deck, and then you shuffled them immediately.
Yes.
Correct. And then when the cards were divided into small little packets, you decided who to get which packet.
Yes.
I didn't influence you anyway like that. Agree?
Yes.
It was fair, right?
Yeah, fair.
What if you managed to find your own card? Would that be amazing?
I will die.
oh no, we're gonna lose her today.
It's the last episode, yeah, listen.
Take a look at the top card. I mean, you could have shuffled anyway and all that kind of thing,
Oh my
right? You
God.
got how many
I
cards you
don't
like.
want.
and all that.
Flex your
Take a look.
asshole
What
first.
was your card?
For broccoli.
4 broccoli, 4 cards. Okay, good. Take a look. Is it the 4 cards?
What, the magician?
Nice. But the interesting thing is this. I wanted to be sure. Take a look at yours.
Stop lah!
There is also a 4 and the 4. All 4s. There you go. Thank you very much. Yay!
How come?
How we trick ourselves?
Can I see the rest?
Yeah, go ahead. Take a look at the rest.
Are
Make
they
sure
all
they're all
fours?
different.
Someone did one final cut before I drop it, eh.
Oh!
Yay.
So you cut one more time?
Yeah, no, so like I did this,
Yeah.
right?
And then shuffle and
Then you shuffle.
Yeah.
Then before, because I realized I was taking up too much time, right? So I just do one cut, then I drop.
We need to slow down the footage after this.
That's crazy.
Hey, thank you so much. Wow, we never had an applause before.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
So irritating. So
So
irritating.
irritating.
So if like a very rich person, right? See, Jeremy, what's the money I pay you? Then you tell me exactly how to do this trick.
No one actually did that, but there were a lot of people who asked me to come and deal for them.
Right.
Not just in Singapore, but also like in Amsterdam and all that kind of stuff.
Just so they can see you do it.
No.
No, to be your
like
the
to be-
dealer.
Oh
to
my
be deal.
god.
Because I do a lot of like the card cheating stuff, right?
Right.
And I'm on the good side lah. I actually help my friends. This guy seems to be, a bit suspicious the way he handles cards and all that kind of stuff. So I actually went down. I went down and then I just stood behind the poker table and then I went to see what he was actually doing. So I just went there and then whispered to him, asked him to leave.
Right.
Because you can
Because
spot
it's-
all the telltale signs.
Yeah. There are certain things that card cheats do that we know. I'm on the good side. So there are
White
people
hat.
who come to like the magic clubs and all that kind of thing and then as guests.
Right.
And then they go around and looking for me and then they will go, hey, I got this thing.
Yeah.
We are playing 20, 40 blinds. So
Wow.
you can imagine how much, the pot can be. And then they were like, oh, would you like to come and deal for us? Like we give you a cut. And I was like, no, I cannot. Yeah.
How much have you been offered to do that?
30% cut.
Wow.
So that night, whatever he wins, 30%.
Right.
It goes to show how many other magicians may actually accept that. I mean, like in other countries and around the world.
I mean, yes and no. First and foremost, having the skills is one thing, but to really execute it in a real gambling situation, it's a whole other beast.
Right.
Right.
It's not as easy as entertaining people and all that kind of stuff.
How much time does one take? Let's say if I wanted to be a gambling cheat, right? How difficult is to acquire what you have in terms of just the dealing part of things?
First, I strongly believe that if you want to do anything with playing cards, you must have like a good foundation with playing cards. Meaning you know how to hold the cards. There are different grips you need to hold the cards. There are different ways
Why
you can
does it
deal the
matter?
cards.
Okay.
And then the way you shuffle and all that kind of thing and how you handle the cards. It takes a long time to get that.
Right.
After that, the gambling techniques and the slides and all that kind of thing. So practicing it in front of a camera or in front of the mirror is one thing, but really executing it flawlessly,
without
covering
shaking.
your angles and all that.
Yeah.
Because like imagine we are in the poker table now. If anything from behind you all could see.
Right.
So what techniques are you then going to use to
Right.
hide all these things?
Yeah, I was so curious
Yeah.
because at the start, before we started filming, I asked him, where do you want to sit? You want to sit where nobody is behind you so nobody can see? Then he like, no lah, he can just sit in the middle. Then I'm like, oh, really?
Wow.
How?
So there is a way to deal it with no compromising angles.
Yes and no. As a smart card cheat, right? You don't want to win every hand.
Yeah.
Or you
want to
don't
give-
want, as a dealer, you don't want to give that one particular person a good hand every time.
Yeah.
Right? Then that it creates suspicion. If you can do like one big hand that night
Yeah.
and people go all in with like shitloads of money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's more than enough. You
Wow.
know?
It's like a
and-
5-hour shift for that one hand.
Yeah, but you get people to relax and don't call too much attention to yourself and all that kind of stuff. And then, and you don't need like really, really good hands. You don't need like 4 aces
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
You know, like a nice little full house that will win somebody else.
Actually,
is
it's
good enough
interesting.
already.
It's that to be a good cheat dealer, you don't just deal the good cards to your friend. You have to deal semi-good cards to everybody, which means you
Correct.
control
Yeah.
everybody's
You have
hand.
to control everything and you have to also control the story.
So that they want to
Like it needs to be like a straight and a flush and then a full house something so that it just looks like, oh, it's sick hand. But
How did you begin with magic?
I started magic when I was a kid. I watched like TV shows.
How
and
kid
all
was
that.
kid?
9 years old. So I got interested in magic. I was like, wow, how did they do that? And all that kind of thing. Very curious,
Yeah.
right? And then Asian parents will want you to learn everything. So I learned violin, I learned piano, I learned taekwondo, wushu,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Oh.
And then magic was the only thing that stuck with me the most. Like because I was the one that was interested to
Right.
do it.
Also, the one thing they never ask you to learn.
So I actually brought my mom to the library and then borrow books. And then that's how it started. Yeah, there's like arts and hobbies section and then they got magic books. And my very first magic book was Mark Wilson's Complete Course in Magic.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I
it was
think I must
it teaches you like everything, like close-up magic all the way to big stage illusions.
Right.
Yeah, that you can build at home using cardboard and all that kind of stuff.
I had the full volume of The Masked Magician.
Oh, yeah.
I
really
watch
good
that
shit,
every time on
Yeah,
the
after it became free on TV. Yeah.
I watch it on VCD.
Yeah, same. Shit, how are you?
Oh, enough.
But when watching The Masked Magician, right,
Yeah.
it seems like you cannot reveal anything like as a magician. Like, is there some like code?
For magicians in general, say for example, when we join a magic club, like I'm a member of Magic Circle in the UK and then Singapore, I'm a member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians also. When we go there as a guest and then we decide, okay, let's join the club. When you join, you cannot just join like that. You have to do a test.
Oh.
Yeah, so the test is actually you performing something for everyone and then the committee members will grade you.
But
kind
it
of
can
thing.
be a trick that they know how it works. Like it's just how
They just
well
want to
you
see
perform.
how well you perform,
Yeah.
the way you talk and all that kind of thing,
Right.
and the way you present yourself.
There won't be any applause, so you just
Have lah.
Then they just
No lah. Magicians will.
No, I know like
magicians
two
will.
other magicians magicians only. How big is this club?
No. As in the UK one or the Singapore one?
Singapore also.
Oh, both
Singapore
need to
also. Have lah,
audition.
Yeah. Once you pass the test, you'll be invited back to the club and then you take an off.
Okay.
You'll be issued a magic wand, which I know is a bit
wow.
cheesy.
So
Wait,
fun.
ah,
So
wait,
cool.
wait,
I expect no less. First of all, I want a sorting hat.
So this magic wand is the traditional black and then white tips. Okay,
Oh my God, so
I'll tell you
cute.
more about that first.
Okay,
Later.
okay.
Okay, so
it's gonna
after
put you out.
you take you take an oath. The 3 golden rules of magic lah, which is
Okay.
never expose the trick to anybody, never do the same trick twice, and then always practice to a certain level of dexterity before you present it to other
Okay.
people lah. But if you think about it, if everybody follows this rule, then why are there so many magicians?
Yeah,
right?
that's right. That's what I thought about.
So we'll come to that in a bit. So the magic wand has a lot of significance. So it kind of like starts you off as now you are a real magician, right? And here's the interesting thing: when magicians pass away, the president of the club or whatever club you are at will perform a ceremony. This ceremony is called breaking the magician's wand. So they will break the wand on top of your coffin to kind of show the end of your magic career.
Oh my
and then put it together.
I also got chill.
No, but imagine your family, right, didn't approve of your magic.
Yeah.
They're like,
It's like, it's because you went to pursue this route, that's why we are so poor. Now this fella's gonna come in, man.
It's
He saw the coffee.
Speaking of which, like something that I learned, I love to watch Penn and Teller Fullers. And
I love that too.
Apparently, they can't join the magic circle in UK, like you mentioned, because they keep revealing tricks during their shows.
It's true. Also because like I have tutorials on YouTube and all that kind of thing. And I'm waiting for them to like, oh, Jeremy, you can't be in our club anymore. And all that. I was like, oh, okay. Whatever lah. I mean,
Just tell them, okay, go on, you have fun on your little toys.
for me, it's like
what?
the medium for learning anything has changed.
Right.
I started with books, VHS. I go to magic shops to go and learn and pay somebody to learn and all that kind of stuff, right? I also had this conversation with another magician YouTuber from Australia, and we were also talking about this. We were like, exposure versus education. Like, what are you? Where do you draw the line? Ethically correct is that you can teach the way you present certain tricks or some moves and all that kind of stuff. And then not ethically is like if somebody comes up with a product, right, that they sell to magicians, you buy and then you just show it publicly on video how it works and all that kind of thing, right? Then my friend also came up with a point. What about puzzle people?
Yeah, like Chris.
Chris Ramsey.
Yeah, Chris Ramsey. Yeah.
Right? The puzzle also took years and years of thinking and imagining and building it and all that kind of thing. But if you can't solve a puzzle, what you do? You go to YouTube and search the
answer.
how to solve the puzzle, right? So it's still like in the air. Like nobody has a clear definition of where you should draw the line.
There was a term that I think was used during Penn and Teller, so like they almost didn't, because the concept of Fullers, if you guys haven't seen it, is that they try to figure out whether they can figure out the trick, and if they can, then you didn't Fullers essentially, right? Then there was one time where they couldn't say it because it was still in the market, like as though I think they were still selling it to more, like there are magicians that design tricks that they sell to more popular magicians.
That's right, yeah. So there are creators and then there are people who, like me, I will just perform whatever that I know, whether I learn from books or whatever, or from other magicians. And then there are creators who solely create tricks. There are a lot of very, very famous magicians, for example, consultants of David Copperfield, has been with him throughout his entire career. But no one knows who is he.
Right.
And then consultant for like Penn and Teller. But you know Penn and Teller, you know Copperfield, right? But you don't know the people behind the scenes who are actually the brains of
The scientists.
Yeah.
They're like the writers of comedians almost.
Right.
So when you watch magic, like when you see Copperfield make the Statue of Liberty disappear, then you just like, oh shit, I know.
Yeah, is there?
No leh. So I have this weird thing where I can switch my brain off.
To be an
Magic
audience.
mode. Yeah. I still like to be fooled. I still like to be entertained and all that. So I don't look at magic as just a trick. I look at the whole performance.
Right.
And then after the trick is over, then we chat, then it switches back on and again. And I was like,
Double door again.
you did this and all that kind of thing. Maybe you could, that kind
So
of
you've won some very, very prestigious awards in the magical world, right? There's this award, right? It's FISM, but I don't know how to pronounce anything. Right?
FISM.
No, but the actual breakdown is like
Federal of International Society of Magicians.
Okay.
Yeah. Federation.
No, but it's not
of
English, right?
Yeah, it's in French. It's in French.
Yeah,
It's in French.
So I'm curious. curious, when it comes to that level of competition, right? What are they looking for?
The biggest points for these kind of competitions is originality. Yeah, because magic has been around for so long, it's very hard to come up with something original.
So what was the trick that you did?
I did a coin routine that I have since retired. That act very long time ago already lah. But it was a story about the ring, how it's infinite. Right, it starts and ends at the same position, and then it turns into coins, and then I have audiences come up and coin jumps everywhere, and then it goes back into the ring again.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like a whole palindrome effect.
So how does one decide to retire such a trick?
Because those are, I would say, like it was a competition act. Right, so it's purely for like competition to show originality, technique, skill, and all that kind of stuff. And I could still do it, but I feel like it's a bit too like theatrical and all that kind of things. So it's not
a bit
very
off-brand ready for you.
a bit not my vibe anymore.
So one of your most popular videos on social media is the one where you pull out the 4 aces and you're explaining how you know exactly where every card is in the deck. Really? Like you really know where every card is. So because he said he figured it in 20 minutes.
And every time he's cutting and shuffling, he knows exactly where the card is.
Yeah, it's about good sleight of hand and control over the playing cards. I can give you examples, Law. So like when you refill the cards, you can actually kind of see and peek at the sides and all that. So picture cards are easier to locate because they are bigger and like you don't have to look at.
You see the
you don't have, but it actually takes a lot of practice and good feel, like I said, foundation of handling cards and all that kind of thing.
What's your young life as a magician? Were you cool?
I wasn't.
Everybody's like, oh my god, Jeremy is here with his magic tricks.
No, so I'm the type. I'm the type of magician that actually don't carry a deck of cards when I go out. I'll go, oh okay, cool. Like no,
take it out of your friend's mouth.
He only uses live animals.
Elephant.
Just a soul.
Yeah, I used to perform with my wife. I used to cut her in half and then all that kind of thing.
Oh my gosh, your wife is your magic assistant?
Yeah, she used to be 1.8. Now she's like,
Can we do 2 more times? They cannot open the door.
But what? It's like a magician's cliche though. Like
it is.
So
So whenever I have a chance, I will perform for friends and family. Then I started working in the magic shop that I went to when I was waiting for my results. And so I started working there. Then there are like customers that come in that see magic, and I try and sell them something. And then they realized that, hey, actually you're quite a good performer. Would you like to come and perform for our private party lah? And I was like, oh okay. The time was still like I had to like dress up to impress, so I borrowed my dad's jacket and all that. I see a photos of like first
like bow tie.
I thought cape and top
tails and like
tails, a cane, top hat, rabbit.
Okay, at some point you have to admit that at some point in your life you thought that this is going to be a chick magnet, but then your social circle may not have agreed with you necessarily because you're not that level yet.
My social circle wanted to learn from me because they all wanted to be chick magnets.
I see. So it is a chick magnet.
It is lah. I mean, to be honest, it is lah. But also, it depends on the level of things lah. You can't possibly like you go clubbing and all that, then you see the girl, then after that, flower.
You must
you gotta pull something out here.
Ticket start for Vodka Red Bull, I don't know lah.
Well, you really I was there during the final moments.
Zoom jacking, yes. Still the best.
How did you meet your wife?
She was an operations manager at one of the bars in Boat Quay. And then me and my friends go there and drink because like he came back from overseas after studies and all that.
Right.
So started speaking to her and all that kind of thing, exchange numbers.
I go for dinner every night. I don't talk to the people that work there. What do you mean?
I did magic for her.
So she was literally scammed there.
He's nodding.
She was built upon lies.
Entertainment. She still kept the card that I performed for her until today.
Wow.
It's still in her wallet. Yeah.
That's infinite risk.
Then both already, I cannot be cheating man. So after we got together and all that, her boss decided to sell the company.
Right.
So she decided to take a break. So I was like, okay, just follow me, kind of watch my shows and all that kind of thing. I was doing like family day shows for like CCRCs, or doing the dinner and dance and all that kind of thing. Then she was like, oh, I can help you pack this, or I can help you play music. So I like force her, hey, why don't you, come on stage and then perform and all that kind of thing. And then like she really Ethiopian. Then she
become career.
she bopian. Then after that, we started doing like illusion shows and all that kind of stuff because that's what the ship required.
But as you were pursuing it earlier on, was there like I'm going to give this like a year or two
marketing job? Or...
No leh. No. But my parents did lah. My parents were like, can you get a full-time job? I had a place in TU. I told my parents that I don't need a degree to perform magic. I need stage experience. I need experience to go out and perform. And then so the only thing I used to fall back on was that last time Singapore, in the race course road there, they used to have the casino school. So we went there to attend classes and get license and all that kind of stuff. Because that was what I was interested in. I wanted to become a surveillance analyst. Then I realized, sorry about any surveillance analysts watching out there, how boring the job was. And I was like,
they know lah. Sorry to the HR department. I can imagine, right, like, when his mum asked him to go and get a real job that time, right? He take a few dollar bill, he fold up, then take out one stack of money, then
I wish.
he got a few pieces and then he can fold and become one big stack.
Actually, do you perform for your parents, your friends and family or that?
Like, those were my first audiences. Like,
So your parents still like it lah?
Yeah, even now. Or is it they just faster can't eat lah?
Okay, Leah,
I know the coin is behind the door.
So that's the thing, right? My parents haven't seen me perform in like at least 10 years or more.
That's good.
I've been always trying to ask them to come on cruise ships to come and see me perform because that's my like happy place and all that kind of thing. But my mum hates to travel. Sorry, mum. That's the reason for also like the potential theatre show that I want to do for myself. To kind of showcase my work for family lah.
Everyone sees Jeremy the magician, but you're also a full-fledged content creator. Like your channels are huge as well.
No.
Like how did...
Recently only.
No, like, okay, but still, like how did that come about? Was it like, I assume it was a COVID thing, but
Yes.
it was a COVID thing.
Yeah, so I was stuck on a cruise ship February 2020. We were rejected by 5 countries. No countries would take us because they didn't have enough manpower to just sort out their own. We had like about 2,000, 3,000 passengers on board. And finally, one of the countries took us. We came back to Singapore and then we had to do the home quarantine. So thankfully we were the only 2 Singaporeans on that ship. And in those 2 weeks of quarantine, I literally consumed the entire YouTube. I had to go back into studying film again, like how to all that. Because the year prior to that, right, end of 2019, I wanted to do like cruise ship vlogs and go to places and then show you the places, show you the culture, the food, and then do some magic there and all that. I had this big idea for my YouTube channel, right? I was like, okay, buy camera and selfie stick. 3 videos later, pandemic, right? So, so I kind of forced myself. I'll produce a video every week, regardless of whatever content it is. So I did a lot of like tech reviews and all that. I love that kind of stuff. Only in 2021, I posted my first short form video.
So you perform like once every week on the cruise? Or like...
So if the cruise is like, they're shorter cruises, but let's take a normal cruise between 7 to 12 days. I would perform 2 nights.
Right.
So every night in the theatre, there'll be a different act, whether it's their own production shows or other guest entertainers.
Then the rest of the days, what you do?
I'm like a passenger. When they dock, I get to disembark and go and explore the place.
Oh, you're like a passenger, so you're not treated like crew. No,
I'm not.
Stuff. You have your own suite.
Yeah, we have our own rooms and all that kind of thing. We are contractors lah. We are contractors for the cruise ship lah.
I see. So you can interact. You can go and swim in the public pool, for example.
I can eat in the dining rooms. I can go for the specialty
spa.
restaurants, go spa, go gym.
Go gambling.
Gambling.
Oh, they ban.
But overseas, they won't know.
No. It was a guest entertainer thing lah. We used to be allowed to gamble in the casinos.
Yeah.
But then people abuse the system. So like guest entertainers who go in there and then they gamble more than they earn. Then, we can still enter. I still do.
Yeah.
Because after people watch my show, then they end up in the casino, right? Then I go.
So stressful.
And then they go, Jeremy, come on. I said, no. I stand very far.
So back to the tricks, right? Like what is the most extreme thing you've done for a trick?
There's
Interesting.
this particular effect that we do. It's based off a Russian roulette theme of thing lah. So you have 4 blocks of wood. Okay, one of them has a spike. like a real spike, right? And then you cover them with like cups, styrofoam
Yeah.
cups. And then I look away, you mix. And then I'm supposed to figure out using my mind reading skills to smash my hand on the thing, right?
Yeah.
I remember this because I smashed my hand on the spike.
Oh!
Then I was bleeding
no.
out. It was the
In front of a
second
live audience,
Yeah,
or?
in front of a live audience.
Oh, God,
It was Singapore Flyer. One of the dinner events. Yeah. So Angel passed me like tissue and all that. Whole thing was red. It was my second trick. I finished that trick again, and then I finished the rest of the show.
So, but like after a while, everybody believed that you were fine.
No, everybody knew I hurt myself.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very obvious. It was very obvious. I hurt myself. I did the rest of the show. We go makan because the adrenaline was still pumping, so you don't feel pain or anything. If you're a performer, you know. Then once that was done, then go to A&E. Then imagine me explaining to the doctor what happened. So I'm a magician, and then so I show him photos and all that kind of thing. Went for X-ray. I fractured this knuckle over here, and then the doctor said it was half a centimeter more, right, when it went through, because there's nothing inside here, in between the knuckles, so half a cm more it would have went through.
And you said you did the trick again the same night.
No, with the other hand. I changed the cup. I changed the cup, then I did it again.
By that time, you scared already, lah, right? At the time, I was like,
Then PTSD. 7 years I didn't touch that trick.
yeah.
And then one day, I told my wife, I was like, hey, very long never do this. Many years already. Hey, why don't we do it?
Oh my god.
And then she was like, no. But I said yes. So
Do you know what went wrong?
usually I ask them to mix once, and then I will just smash the empty ones.
Yeah.
Then that's it. That night, I asked them to mix once. I smashed one, remove. I walked away and I said, mix it again. Then I lost track.
But how to recover? Like you pump, then you then you.
Yeah,
sorry.
I went pop. It was like came up. The whole thing dropped with the cup. Then I started bleeding already. Then she very fast. She quickly handed me tissue, and then I held on to it, and I was like, yeah, sorry, that was genuine mistake. And then there was still like a gray area of disbelief because like, hey,
Like
it's a
they
magic show
waiting-
lah, you know.
Just now you're bloody 7 hours.
The audience must have been so nervous. Second round.
I feel like one of
I
the
was
worst things
nervous.
the organizers can do is to like say, no lah, Jeremy, I think you go to the A&E now, and like don't allow you to recover your presence, even though if you are fine.
But at the same time, because I was hurt, right, I had to cancel that night's show also.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't do the rest of the shows. And then that kind of like affected business also. Because the next day I was supposed to travel to like Malaysia to go and do another show.
And you're not worthy lah, the spike trick not even that awesome.
So nowadays I do something similar with a staple gun. 2 small holes in my hand is
True,
better
it's
than
true.
something that goes through my hand.
A lot of this, I believe, is that you are just really good at it. Like you have practiced this. I do believe now that there is also a very big segment of how you perform what you do, right? In the fact whereby you are able to memorize the cards.
Say you pick a card and I tell you what card you selected. That's my reading, right? But it's not real. So how do we get there? There are actually different ways that you can eliminate certain stuff to make it look like it's a mind reading thing. Shuffle the cards. I try this. It might work, might not work. I don't know.
I feel like
There's something in the coffee.
I don't want to show it properly. Right? It doesn't matter.
You can look at the cards
straw.
yourself in case you think that I can force you to select any card like that, and then just take one out and leave it on the table. Yeah, you don't have to show it anybody else. You can just take it out and then hand me the rest of the cards. Happy with that? Fair?
Yeah, I think so.
we
I don't know. Just now you touch my shoulder, I tell you first.
The idea here is this: if I were to tell you immediately what card you selected right now, it would be a scam. I could never. If I could, I would have probably worked with governments and all that stuff.
Yeah.
In the deck of cards, there are 2 colors. Okay, look at me. So imagine this: there are 2 colors, red or black. Okay, just think of your card. Is it a red card or a black card? Thank you. So you close your mouth when I said red because you're trying to suppress something. So I'm probably thinking it's a red card, right? Now look at me. In red, there are 2 suits. There's hearts or diamonds. You see how you blink on the hearts?
Yeah.
You saw that? You all saw that, right? When I click my fingers. So this time round, okay, I know it's not fair.
No, it's not. It's just making me like idiot.
So it's not fair because you didn't know what was happening. So I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna say the values from ace all the way to king.
Okay.
And then you just think of the card. Okay. So ace, try and keep a poker face. Ace 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Okay, good.
People would play the wrong one.
So
I do 3 times.
So it was quite obvious that it wasn't a low value or mid value card. It's a high value card because there was no reaction. And then you started doing that face because you want to throw me off because the card was coming, I feel. So it's probably like a picture card, like Jack of Hearts or Queen of Hearts, something like that. Was it? Oh, yeah.
What? Okay, so it's been a very magical episode, I must say. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you want to find out more about Jeremy, you can check out the links in the description box below. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yay.
Bye.
I've got little gifts for everyone.
Oh, yay.
This is my this deck of cards is my V1. It's been sold out already for a long time. So I curated with the new decks.
Hey, welcome.
The wife that gave him everything.
So these are my V2s.
Wow.
If I can open, there we go. These are the V2s, and they are in a different colorway. So each colorway for everyone. There you go.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much.
There you go, and there you go.
Get a poker night.
Fair warning, you cannot use these cards for your regular games.
Oh.
I have created these cards so that they have something special in the backs, in the faces, and then there are some extra cards which I have like tutorials and all that kind of thing that you can watch. And then there is also like a QR code at the bottom that will link you to another page where you can learn. There's a password protected page. The password is hidden somewhere in the deck. And then you can learn like 100 magic tricks, not just with playing cards, but coins and everyday objects.
Oh my God.
So
I'm gonna
it,
spend
so it
much
gives
time.
you a lot of things to learn. Little gifts for you guys. Thank you for having me on the
so
show.
much. Thank you so
much.
much. Where can
Thank
people
you.
find this?
Yeah, it's on my website.
Yep.
Yeah, and everything. So
Yeah,
on my
Beyond
socials.
imagination.